Palantir recently rolled out a new segment to its website, and it is an absolute goldmine for those of us that care about the long term of this company and the intricacies of PLTR's platforms. It's called Palantir Foundry Impact Studies, and everything I'm about to show you is just that. How Palantir's Foundry makes an impact across all the industries to which it is applied. You'll recognize that there isn't yet one for Gotham, since that is obviously not something that the company can openly share about, but perhaps they will be able to open up on that in the future with something similar. Instead, right now, we're seeing this push more recently with Foundry and the ongoing double-click specialized series and its associated marketing material in addition to what I'm going to show you today. Moreover, Palantir is going all out with the Foundry marketing push as the main driver of the business's growth going forward, and as a shareholder in the company, I appreciate the focus and attention on getting the proper message and marketing out about Foundry in particular. I've spent some time reviewing the website, and I also have some related clips to share from a new interview that COO Sankar had with Bloomberg. Let's go. Palantir Foundry, one platform, global impact. You'll see that Palantir highlights 5 different segments on the website. Those are manufacturing, healthcare, finance, logistics, and media. I'll be breaking all of those down and looking at the write-ups for each in this video. But first, here's Sankar on the topic of offering Foundry for free as an introductory deal, as we've talked about before.
A lot of the companies and governments that buy your software had a real shock to the system when the pandemic hit. And now they're feeling another shock as the world reopens. You're talking to these customers around the world. What trends are you seeing in terms of what they're feeling as the world starts to come out of this?
I think the customers that are really eager to reopen, really reinvesting in this right now, see that the shocks are likely to continue, that an efficient organization that's fragile is not the future. And if you really want to thrive and survive into the future, you have to expect continuous disruption. And so how do you build your organization, whether it's a container ship blocking the Suez Canal or a public health emergency? These things are going to continue to happen. So we helped over 100 organizations, government and commercial, in the context of the pandemic, helping them with durability of operations, helping them with disrupted demand, shocked supply, allocating PPE and vaccines, as you mentioned here. And the thing that sticks out to us across all these experiences, across all these organizations, is that they are all structurally stymied by how locked in their data is to legacy systems. That was really the first problem we were helping all these customers with, is getting at their own data to make better sense of it, make better decisions with it, to drive their business and survive or provide a public service. And really, Alex mentioned this on Monday, but we're going to be offering our software for free to all major companies around the world who employ large numbers of folks who are crucial, who make and produce and distribute things that are crucial to restarting the economy, to help get things restarted, help get back to full unemployment, make sure that no one is left behind simply because they're locked into old platforms. The thing that's actually very misunderstood about Palantir is that we don't hold any data. We don't collect any data. We help our customers bring together their data in our enterprise software platform to make better decisions. But we do that with the principled perspective. A huge swath of the 15 years and $3 billion of R&D that we put into our products is actually about enhancing privacy while enabling effectiveness of businesses or government organizations. Helping companies actually be more effective and more compliant is crucial. The pandemic has taught us all, and the subsequent crisis to that the sort of heuristics, the equilibrium that we used to live in is not coming back, and that you should really be planning for a future of constant disruption. And so how resilient is your institution? In the government context, that's the legitimacy of the institution, the ability to serve its people and to keep us united as a society. In the commercial context, it's existential, your ability to survive. Are you going to be around in 10 years? And so I think a lot of the technology acceleration has shown where the emperor has no clothes and what investments people should be making in to have a resilient organization going forward.
So for manufacturing, Palantir says Foundry connects local decisions with global ones, from the factory floor to the C-suite. For the first time, these organizations have an integrated feedback loop to rethink product development, proactively address quality issues, and optimize production. So moving on to the first impact study, and yes, they do have full write-ups for each of these. This one is manufacturing quality, about improving vehicle quality and ratings. They say thousands of automotive plant engineers detect trending defects at their station while vehicles are still on the assembly line, minimizing cost issues later on, and key vehicle models have since made a jump in quality score rankings. I'll link all of these impact studies in the description, but for each one that I'm showing in this video, I do want to read the impact specifically that Palantir highlights in their PDFs, because in this video I'm trying to get the essence of what Foundry is able to do for these organizations. So for this first study about manufacturing quality and improving vehicle ratings, there are 3 bullets. Issue diagnosis and quality reporting take minutes instead of hours, and issues are resolved 80% faster. And the ability to identify emerging issues and address them proactively has improved quality, reliability, and customer ratings. And finally, the entire organization, from assembly plants to quality teams to executives, operates on a common set of KPIs. And the second impact study for manufacturing is production planning and optimizing production globally. A global manufacturer uses Foundry to plan production across hundreds of plants. The newfound ability to run large numbers of optimization scenarios, more efficiently allot production, and have identified ways to save tens of millions of dollars. So the impact here is production allocation decisions that used to take months now take a few days. And by running 100% of all possible production optimization scenarios, the manufacturer has identified tens of millions of dollars in potential savings. And for the last study of manufacturing that Palantir shows off on this website, we get vehicle recalls, scoping recalls with a leap in speed and precision. By automatically mapping parts to vehicles, Foundry allows a major automaker to identify all vehicles potentially affected by a recall in minutes. And thanks to more accurate scoping, costly recall amendments are down significantly. So the takeaways here are that complex recalls can be scoped in minutes with significantly higher accuracy, and recalls of this scale used to take years to generate. And finally, the automaker in question, the one that has proved the efficacy of Palantir's platform here, reduced costly recall amendments by 80%. So there you have it. That was 1 of 5. That was manufacturing. I'm going to run through the next 4. Healthcare institutions use Palantir Foundry to accelerate the rate of scientific discovery. With real-time access to experimental findings, they are performing novel statistical analyses, developing breakthrough insights into diseases, and collaborating in new ways across the scientific community. The first study is precision medicine, turbocharging research at the NIH. NIH high-throughput screening robots have tested hundreds of millions of combinations of cell lines and compounds. Researchers use Foundry to access and analyze this massive-scale data, uncovering potential repurposing opportunities, synergistic drug combinations, and genomic correlates of drug response. The takeaways here is that NIH researchers have uncovered insights in hours that used to require months of data gathering and manipulation. And one lab predicted novel drug combinations for use in an oncology setting, which were then experimentally validated in vitro. And this could end up leading to a clinical trial. A different lab validated a gene signature for drug response found in internal experiments. This has led to increased confidence in the initial finding and precise experimental follow-ups. The second impact under healthcare is patient cohort creation, unifying patient data to personalize medicine. Cancer centers use Foundry to overcome a siloed data landscape. With a unified and compliant view of patients that fully respect patient privacy, scientists create granular patient cohorts to deliver individualized therapy. So the impacts here are that researchers can now identify patient cohorts in 30 minutes versus weeks, and ongoing work is reducing the time it takes to collect collect data for a study from months to a few days. So let me just stop at this point and say, the real theme here is time saved. We will continue to see this on the rest of the impacts for the other industries, but it's about how Palantir's Foundry saves your organization time by performing operations faster, which can reduce costs and accelerate nearly every part of a business. Time is one of the most valuable assets, and Palantir is helping to unlock it. Just think about that as we continue. And for the third impact study here, we have field force optimization, empowering smart adaptive sales. A pharma company integrates tens of data sources to gain valuable statistical insights into the market. Managers pinpoint new revenue opportunities, and sales representatives feed their learnings back into Foundry to continuously improve sales strategies. The takeaways here being that the entire organization, from leadership to field representatives, has visibility into an ever-changing market landscape, and the sales organization has surfaced hundreds of new opportunities to gain market share. So that was healthcare for you, a very interesting and expansive vertical for Palantir to really expand in throughout this decade. Moving on to finance. Major financial institutions use Palantir Foundry to centralize and accelerate their operations in compliance with rapidly changing regulatory terrain with a unified and securely managed view of their clients. Banks are unlocking their ability to collaborate across functions, from client onboarding to marketing. So we start off with accelerating compliance with a single client view. A global bank automatically resolved 4 billion customer records spread across jurisdictions, and accessing customer information necessary for compliance is now 90% faster. And the other takeaway here is that investigation reviews are 80% faster, and the bank reviews 20% more information at 95% lower cost. These are just mind-blowing figures. New account screening, growing the business while minimizing risk. A retail bank could only investigate 30% of new account applications flagged for money laundering risk, and automatically rejected the others. With Foundry, the team now investigates 100% of flagged accounts. The takeaways here being that analysts can now review 30 applications a day, up from previously 5, and the bank now screens 100% of applications, which is up 30%. Total false positive flags have decreased by 50%. Some huge improvements in operational efficiency. Now moving on to anti-money laundering, powering multi-factor transaction monitoring and multi-factor alerting models developed in Foundry allow a global bank to address evolving threats and reduce false positive alerts. Alert triage is now 45 times more precise, and analysts resolve alerts 60% faster. So the two takeaways being money laundering alert disposition has become 45 times more productive, and we just saw that alerts are resolved 60% faster, which is 90% lower cost. So I'm not going to run through the next three. I ran through the first three of the finance. You can go check those out on your own. But these are some of the most impressive figures I've seen Palantir put out, and the whole reason I wanted to make this video. And I do very much encourage you to explore it on your own, but I thought I would just give the overview here of what matters the most. So for logistics, global organizations use Palantir Foundry to create fully operational digital twins of their entire value chain with real-time insight into complex supply chains and global workforces. These organizations are optimizing global logistics and bolstering customer satisfaction. Global supply chain, scaling a supply chain to help fight hunger. The World Food Program uses Foundry to adapt to changing conditions on the ground and safely deliver 12.6 billion rations each year to beneficiaries across 80 countries. In just 3 months, the World Food Program had fully operational pipelines for the global supply chain, and the organization optimizes food baskets on a daily basis for all countries. In the past, food optimization took 3 to 4 months. Deployment in 6 pilot countries yielded an estimated $30 million in savings, with projected savings of $100 million at scale. This can provide aid of tens of millions of additional people. Really puts things in perspective. Now for some CRM task prioritization, transforming the operations of a global workforce. A shipping company aggregates, prioritizes, and efficiently allocates tasks in Foundry to 2,000 customer service agents across more than 100 countries. Streamlined task completion saves the company tens of millions of dollars. So key tasks are scored by impact and prioritized in seconds versus hundreds of hours. And tasks automatically automatically assigned to thousands of agents across more than 100 countries. And again, these efficiencies have saved the company tens of millions of dollars. Now for customer inquiries resolution, improving high-stakes customer service. A global logistics company effectively resolves thousands of invoice-related inquiries daily while improving customer confidence. Total inquiries have decreased by 10% and collections are up $50 million. Those are basically the takeaways for this impact study. But logistics, again, you're seeing a lot of these big figures showing the strength of Foundry. Raw data comes in, solutions come out, and money gets saved along the way. It's as simple as that. And now for the final one, media. Traditional media organizations use Palantir Foundry to stay ahead of disruptive changes to their industry with new insight into their operations. These organizations are transforming advertising sales, retaining and acquiring new subscribers, and successfully growing digital lines of business. So now we'll be talking about subscriber engagement and acquiring and retaining OTT customers. A broadcasting network intelligently allocates marketing budgets and prevents churn on its OTT platform. New targeted campaigns now launch in hours, not months. In one key campaign, the target group engagement increased by 300%. The network launched 5 times more campaigns over the same period, and decisions on how to allocate marketing budgets are now fully data-driven, maximizing revenue and return on investment. And now for audience segmentation and enabling precision targeting for broadcast ad sales. Using integrated viewership and audience behavior data, a TV ad sales organization builds custom targets out of 80,000 possible raw audience segments. The sales team now integrates on tailor-made pitches in minutes, empowering them to deliver 8 times more data-rich pitches. The takeaways here being that ad sales generates incremental revenue from existing clients, and the team iterates on data-rich, tailor-made pitches in minutes. And precision audience targeting allows the network to sell undervalued inventory at a premium rate. And finally, for ad sales transformation, realigning ad sales around data-driven KPIs. A traditional ad sales organization improves data quality by aligning operational incentives with strategy. Automatic prioritization of more than 1,000 advertisers lets the sales team focus on the highest potential accounts, maximizing revenue for the network's linear inventory. Ad sales transformed from a qualitative relationship-driven business into a data-driven organization fueled by strategic KPIs. The entire organization has a 24/7 view of advertisers' account portfolios and the overall business. And finally, the network shifted specific advertisers' spend to digital while generating incremental revenue by retaining traditional TV inventory for new advertisers. So there you have it. That was manufacturing, healthcare, finance, logistics, and media. 3 impact studies for each one. And I read you the specific impact, the individual numbers, the optimizations, and the qualitative benefits of each organization onboarding Foundry. This video is long enough as it is, and I thank you for making it all the way to the end. And I will definitely be referencing some of this in the future. Drop a like if you found my breakdown useful. And now I'll let Sankar take us out. Until next time.
Now, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest just added you to their fund. She's got a huge retail following. Just today, there's been a ton of chatter online among retail investors about Palantir. How do you feel about this new interest?
We're proud of our investor base. We're excited by the folks who are cheering us on and really believe in our long-term vision here. I would reiterate Alex's position in our own. I've been at Palantir for 15 years. I certainly hope that I'll be lucky enough to be here for 15 more. And we're building a really sustainable business for the long term that we think can be one of the most important software companies in the world.